You have a guy?
Yeah.
Hello, hello. Welcome to yoga for those of you that are joining us online. We're just waiting for the in-person crew to get here. If you guys are here with us, you want to type a little comment so I know you're here. That would be awesome. I got to figure out if you can see my mat. Barely, right? Let's see. Well, you can see me down here. You can see me here. Now, when we stand up, I'll just have to take you with me when we stand. We'll come up here. We'll figure it out. I'll move the camera if I need to. All right. All right, sisters and brothers, you guys can come in. So the camera's here. So if you don't want to be on camera, whether you mind or don't mind, you can come over this way. We have a few people joining us online. So if you guys don't mind, you're good? You're good. Okay. All right. And this chair okay right here? Doesn't bother you? Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so to be continued is my story. I'll give you the whole scoop. All right. So for those of you joining us online, go ahead and grab your yoga mat. Go ahead and grab a blanket for Shavasana if you want a blanket. Go ahead and grab a yoga block. I'm going to show you how to use a yoga block for a really nice back stretch tonight. So if you have those items at home, go ahead and go grab those now. While we're waiting, we're going to get started in a couple minutes. Maybe go grab a cup of hot tea. Got mine here and some essential oils if you want. Got some essential oils. Those are always nice for yoga. So just go ahead. We're going to get started in a couple minutes and go find your stuff. And for you guys, you both have black? Perfect. Chris, I'm going to grab you a black. And Sarah's coming, right? Yeah. Okay. She just runs on a different time. Okay, that was your test. You sustained a cold shower. Oh my goodness. Okay, yoga block. All right, Mr. Peter, are you here? Is this you?
Yes.
Okay. It was nice with that thing over the window. It's time to kind of block the light. All right, we're gonna do seated meditation tonight too. So you guys can use these. Thank you for fitting in the food for Saturday too. I so appreciate it. Do you want to have sunshine up your butt? Sure. You can have sunshine up your butt. We all need that, don't we? All right, you don't need this light on. You don't want that blaring in your face. Yep, that's better. That's better. I think I'll go like this, maybe. All right, do we have anybody on with us? If you guys are on with us on the tube, you can type something in the comment section. Hi, Sarah, come on in. All right, I'm just gonna check my messages really quick. It's like flying an airplane. You gotta make sure before you take flight, you got everything squared away, right? All right, that's good. Yes, we've been warming up your spot, sister. All Okay. You need a yoga block. Look, we have matching. Oh, yeah. And look what I'm wearing. Oh, so cute. You're welcome. Welcome. Thanks. Oh. All right, so you can decide for seated meditation when we get there. You can decide if you want to sit on the block or a pillow. Okay, so block or pillow for seated meditation. Okay. The camera is just on me. Yeah, look at that. It's like a runway. It's like a supermodel runway. I like that. Perfect. Okay. So, and then I have a design question for you after. I don't know how this is gonna go with like the camera and stuff, so I'm gonna figure it out as I go. So turn the music down a little bit. The speaker's right by you. Is that okay? Are you sure? Here, but as long as it doesn't bother you. It's actually gonna just be quiet in the background today. Good. All right, so I think we have our whole crew. I'm gonna sit on a yoga block. So let's start there. I'm gonna have everybody sit on a yoga block or a meditation cushion. So let's start there. Okay. Perfect. All right. Okay. All right, so you made it. We have arrived. Woo, sometimes that's the hardest part, right? We're gonna start tonight by doing something called EFT, and it is emotional freedom technique. Emotional freedom technique, EFT. Have you guys heard of it? Yeah. Yeah, okay, perfect. You do it? Sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna pass around these oils if you guys want. You can kind of look through them. There's Stress Away, there's Valor, there's, you can just look through them. And you guys can pass this around. So if you have essential oils at home, you can take a little essential oil and just kind of keep it next to you. So while we're doing this technique, I can show you. So as the oils are being passed around, I'll talk to you a little bit about emotional freedom technique. So emotional freedom technique starts by tapping different parts of our bodies to release any anger, release any stress. So we're going to tap the side of where our pinky side. So everybody start tapping here. Tapping here. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, so we're tapping with our pointer finger on the side of our hand underneath our pinky. And you can tap with essential oils there, or you can inhale and exhale those essential oils. And we're going to start to breathe. And the first thing we're going to say is, even though I have this feeling of being discouraged, I deeply and completely accept myself. Everybody start tapping. Eyes are closed. You're tapping. Eyes are closed. Here we go. Big inhale. And exhale. Even though I have this feeling of being discouraged, I deeply and completely accept myself. Big inhale. Big exhale. Even though I have this feeling of being overwhelmed, I deeply and completely accept myself. And start tapping the other way. Start tapping the other side of the other hand, side of the hand. Even though I have this feeling of anger, of sadness, of disconnect, whatever your thing is, even though I have this feeling of discouragement, I deeply and completely love myself. And so we're going to do this a few rounds on our own. We're going to do this eyes closed, inhaling and exhaling. Even though I have this feeling of fill in the blank, I deeply and completely accept myself. We're going to take it on our own. Inhaling and exhaling as you tap. Even though I have this feeling of overwhelm, I deeply and completely accept myself. And continue with your mantra, and I want you now to start tapping the top of your forehead, tapping your crown chakra. Even though I have this feeling of disconnect, I deeply and completely forgive myself. Start to tap under your eyes. Even though I have this feeling of stress, this feeling of anxiety, I deeply and completely let it go. Start to tap your lower jaw. Even though I have this feeling of overwhelm, of anger, of sadness, I deeply and completely love myself. Tapping the thymus. Tapping the thymus, whatever message you need to give yourself right now, quietly to yourself, tapping your thymus. Inhaling and exhaling. Finding freedom in the breath, finding freedom in your words, allowing yourself grace to let go. Start to tap the sides of the ribs. Even though I have lived this way my entire life, even though I have patterns and habits that I have established, I can let them go at any point. Start to tap your legs. And tell yourself, even though fill in the blank, take a moment to yourself. Good, and then when you're done, just find a seated position on your block or on your meditation cushion. Your eyes are closed, and I want you to notice how you feel. I want you to notice if you feel a little calmer. I want you to notice if you feel a little more freedom. And maybe, just maybe, you can focus a little more on your breath. Let's all take a big, big inhale through the nose. And let it out. And let's do that again. That's called a cleansing breath. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Good. Now seated on your yoga block or seated on your cushion, you may notice that your knees tilt forward. This is a nice little release in the knees and in the legs, and that's why we do it. So you could sit on the floor, but for right now, we're just going to try it with our yoga block or meditation cushion if that's accessible to you. And we're going to roll our shoulders back and sit up nice and tall. And I want you to think about the crown of your head as a lotus flower. So eyes are still closed and the lotus flower is blooming up towards the sky. It's Earth Day, right? So today is Earth Day and we're thinking about that lotus flower lifting up towards the sky. And when you breathe, that lotus flower is opening and closing. It's kind of swaying a little bit. It's not perfectly still. So just kind of picture that lotus flower as you inhale and exhale. What color is the lotus flower? Is it purple? Is it green? Is it blue? And then bring some awareness to your shoulders, letting them drop down. So there's no tension in your shoulders. Maybe your hands are resting on your legs or your knees. Let the tension sink out of your upper back. Still reaching through the crown of the head with that lotus flower. Notice the length as we move down the center of our spine to the lower back, all the way to our sit bones. And I want you now to notice your sit bones reaching and rooting into the earth. So you've got this length now. You've got this lotus flower lifting to the sky, and you've got these roots of a tree grounding into the yoga block or the meditation cushion. Welcoming in calm, welcoming in new beginnings. Not only is today Earth Day, but today is a new moon. So it's this perfect opportunity as we tapped and we did that emotional freedom. It's an opportunity to allow in some new energy that you need. Throughout tonight's practice, asking God, asking the universe for wisdom to let go of what we need to let go of and embrace all that's good, all of those good vibes that encourage us. So take about 3 more rounds of breath with that lotus flower and that rooted tree. Notice how you feel. Good. And after that final breath, we're going to bend our knees and plant our feet on the floor, still seated on that yoga block or that meditation cushion. We're going to wrap our arms around our knees and make a big hug. We're going to rest our forehead on our knees. So what we're making right now is the earth. This round of our body, releasing any tension in our upper neck, all the way down our spine, feeling freedom in the top of the neck, feeling freedom in the top of the back. Picture yourself like this globe, this earth. Okay, so you're hugging in, and right now the goal is just to release that stress in the top of the neck. Good, letting it go and breathing into the space in your neck. Good, and then from there, we're gonna add a little bit of movement. And you're just gonna kind of put your hands on your knees and open up, almost like you're opening up your heart to the sky and then rounding back in. Exhaling in and inhaling up. Exhaling in and then inhaling up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Doing it one more time. Good, and then from there, we're gonna take that cat-cow movement and bring it down to the mat. So you can move your yoga block out and come onto hands and knees. So that was kind of guiding us into cat-cow. Creases of our wrists are under our shoulders, knees are under our hips, spine is one straight long line, spinal awareness the whole time tonight, guys. Nice, straight, flat spine. Push the earth away. Lots of earth discussion tonight since it's Earth Day. Push the earth away with your hands as you round your spine and tuck your chin. That's your exhale. Your inhale, you bring the belly down and lift the chin. That's your inhale. Exhale, round again. Push the earth away. Feel all of that space we're creating in the spine. Close your eyes and picture that space we're creating. Try to take your breath nose to nose breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, making like this little sound on the back of your throat. Almost like warming your body up from the inside out. We call this Ujjayi breath. Super powerful and energizing. Good, and then from there, make the big toes kiss and the knees go a little wider and sink back into your first child's pose tonight. So the arms are stretched out nice and long, feeling the space we're creating in our upper back and in our spine. The hips sink back over the heels. Forehead comes down to the mat, creating space. Such a beautiful place to surrender and a beautiful space to let go. We're going to take about 10 breaths in child's pose. Another connection to the earth. Sinking our hearts down, making connection. And with every inhale and exhale, creating space. Wherever you're at, let's take about 5 more rounds of breath. Good, and then bringing yourself back through to table. Just kind of wiggle your hips a little bit, feeling a little freedom now. Side to side. We're going to curl our toes under and find our first down dog tonight, pressing the hips back, gazing between our legs. Fingertips are spread. Shaking your head yes and no to let the tension go out of your head and neck. This first down dog usually feels pretty darn good. Just getting out any tension in the hips, almost like we're making a butt print behind us. Walk your dog out by pedaling your heels. Good. And then everybody put on their high heels tonight. Up on your Jimmy Choos, up on your shoes, and we're going to just kind of tiptoe. Tiptoe towards our hands until we find a forward fold. Slight bend in the knees, sink our heels back down, and we're folding over our bodies. Good. And just because those hamstrings might be a little bit tight, don't straighten the legs entirely. Grab the elbows with the hands and add a little rock. Add a little sway. Shake that head once again. Ragdoll. Let everything go. Good. Place both hands down on the mat. Big inhale. Take a peek forward. Exhale. Sink a little deeper. And let's do that again. Inhale forward. Exhale a little deeper. And then this time, roll it up 1 inch at a time. Slow. Slow, 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 all the way to standing. As slow as you can to get there. All the way up to standing. Good, you guys. So now we're standing, and we're going to be in mountain pose. So feet are rooted into the ground. I want you to picture your feet like the roots of a tree. Now roll those shoulders back. Ground into the mat. This is where I wish we were outside on grass because I love, love, love earthing, especially on a day like Earth Day, right? So ground those feet in, grow roots, belly button down, and then belly button up. I want you to lift your tree branches up to the sky. Pinkies are forward. Now draw the shoulders down. Take them off the ears. And letting that tension go. Taking the right hand, sweeping it back behind you. Left follows. Gaze follows the right thumb. Peeking over. Left hand is forward. Inhaling and exhaling. And then sweep that right arm back up. Pinkies forward. Exhale, left hand follows behind. Gazing over the left thumb. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right side, back behind. Nice little shoulder opener. Try to keep the arms nice and long in a line. And then bring it up back to center. Exhale, left behind. Hands are in a nice long line. And keep your feet rooted. You bring the left arm up to meet the right. Good. Interlace the fingers and then turn it so that your palms are facing up to the sky. Good. Gaining space and length through our ribs, through our stomach. Stretching out the forearms, stretching out the wrists. Good, and then bring the hands back down to center and press now the fingertips to the sky. Palms are down towards the head. Slight bend in the knees. We're gonna make little circles now. So we're gonna go to the right first and make a circle down to the right, almost like we're cradling a circle. Very carefully, nice and slow. Tonight's practice is super gentle. And then we're gonna go the other direction, making a sweeping motion over to the left side. These big earthy movements. Alternating right to left. Knees are slightly bent as we bring this big circle up and down. Maybe noticing the release in our lower back. Maybe noticing something else that's happening in the body and just paying attention. One more time through. Good. And then recenter. We're just going to hang out here for a minute. Hands to heart. Good. Hands to heart center. Rooting in with our feet. Eyes are closed. Feeling that heartbeat. Notice the length of your spine. Notice where your feet touch the floor. Big toes, middle toes, pinky toes, outer edge of our foot, heel. Are you swaying? What do you feel? What connection to yourself do you notice here? Can you notice? Good, and let's bring those hands down to the side, palms are forward. And it's Earth Day, so of course we have to find a tree. So the first tree is the right side of the foot is going to come to the left ankle. This is tree stage 1. Nice and tall. Remember that lotus flower lifting from our head, right? And then stage 2 would be bringing up to the calf. So right bottom of the foot to the calf. And you can stay right there. You can stay down at the ankle, you can stay at the calf, or if you want to, bring it up a little higher. The right inside of the foot, the right arch goes to the inside of the left foot. There we go. Arms are for balance. And then you can even start to reach your branches up to the sky. Feeling that space in the spine, the stability of the legs. Look at these lovely trees. Keep going. Stay there. I'm just checking out my trees at the Sunshine House. You guys look awesome. And no tree ever stands perfectly still, right? A lot of us are facing trees while we do this practice. Good. And then bring those arms down. Shake it out. So I feel like a king dancer would feel really good after a tree on that side. So we're going to do tree on the other side, but we're going to do king dancer first. So let's start with right heel to glute. Bend the left leg. Bend the left leg so you can get that right heel to your glute unless you have an injury. You can also use a yoga strap here. Bend the left knee to sink down a little bit. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. I heard that. Good. Bring that heel up to the tush. And then extend that left arm out. Good. And then shift your right heel to the ceiling. You're trying to put a pin into the sky as we shift it forward. If you can't get that right heel kicked up to the sky, just stay right here, and that's okay. It becomes this beautiful quadricep stretch. Keep going. I'm going to check out my yogis. Nice, you guys. Good. So it's a stretch through the quadricep. Awesome. And then the space we're creating through the arms. Beautiful. Good. And no judgment. No judgment if you just came right back here. Good. Release. Nice, you guys. Shake it out. Shake out the ankles. We doing okay? All right. Awesome. All right. It's Earth Day. I keep mentioning that. So we have to at least get our earthy stuff out of the way here. All of our standing movements. And then the rest will be nice and restorative. Okay. Left heel to glute. Right knee is bent. Other side. Good. Lotus flower lifts to the sky, guys. Rooting through that right foot. And then right arm starts to lift. Right knee is bent as we kick up the left heel to the sky. Good. The heart starts to shine down to the floor, squaring off the hips. Beautiful. Where's that tummy? Lift the belly up. Nobody has droopy bellies tonight. Yes, you might be sore from this. Yoga can make us sore, right? We're using muscles we didn't know we had. Breathing. And then release. Good. We did that in backwards order. So now we have to find our tree. Shake it out. Okay, left side. Left heel, left arch of our foot comes to right side. So the goal here is to feel length through the spine. Okay, nice and tall, lotus flower lifted, rooting through the right foot. Then we can bring that left foot up to the calf maybe. Then we could bring that left foot up inside our right with slightly bending the knee. Then we could lift our arms. Good, you guys. Breathe. 3 more rounds. 2. And 1. release when you're ready. For some of you, you want to stay here. This might feel really good. You don't even want to get out of your tree, Chris. I love it. All right, let's stand here, interlace our hands, find a heart opener. Both feet are on the ground. Grounded, rooted, supported, right? Interlace the fingers down the back, drawing them down the back, opening up the heart. I like to say this is like a Care Bear, right? Shining your heart forward. Beautiful. Good. You guys remember Care Bears, right? Good. And then slight bend in the knees as we find our forward fold from here. Bring your bind. Bring it with you. Ooh, lower back love. Hang out there for a minute. And then undo the bind. Bring the hands down. Shake the head out. We're going to find a little twist here. So take the left hand outside the right foot. So you're going to make like a little come across the body. And then you're going to lift the right hand to the sky. So left hand is on top of right foot. Right fingertips lift to the sky. Gaze follows. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Beautiful. Do not hold your breath. You will fall over. And then bring the right hand back down. We're just going to switch sides with that. Right hand over to left foot. Left arm lifts. Gaze follows. Good. And then bring both hands back down to the earth. Shake the head out. We're going to roll all the way back up to standing. Get all of our standing work out of the way, and you're going to meet me in mountain. So tall standing, feet are rooted into the ground. Lotus flower lifting up, hands to your heart. Good, you guys. Just a little more work here, and we're going to come down and have happy hips after this, okay? So from here, I want you to take your right foot and step it out. So you're going to be long on your mat now, right? There we go. Step it out. Yep, it's like, I feel like it's like Las Vegas here. Step it out, right? Good. And then make a star. So it's a new moon, right? So now we're in the solar system where these stars, lifting our fingertips up to the sky. Nice and tall. All right, where's your spine? Gaze is forward. Good. Now, start to bend. Little crack there. Start to bend your left knee. Bend your left knee and take your arms out. So we're going to find warrior two. So angle your right foot towards the short edge of your mat. Your left knee is bent. Now your arms come out nice and long. So we're finding warrior two. Good. So think about drawing the right arm out straight, the left arm out straight. Don't let that left knee cave in. Bring it out nice and in alignment with your ankle so you feel that stretch through the inner thigh. You guys look awesome. Now in slow flow, we hold this. In slow flow, we dig in, we breathe. Good, now draw that left arm down inside the left leg and lift that right arm up to the sky. I promise you'll thank me for this tomorrow when your back feels so good from all of these different movements. Gaze follows the right fingertips up to the sky. Left arm is inside the leg. In slow flow, we hold and we breathe. And then come on back up. Anybody else's leg shaking a little bit? I know, good. Okay, back to star pose. So there's star. Good. You guys are doing it. You're making it through. Good, so just kind of shake it out a little bit, a little earth shake. All right, now that right knee is going to bend. So just kind of angle the right knee to bend. The left foot is on the short edge of the mat now. And we've got our warrior. Nice and long through the arms. Drawing that right thigh to stretch, that right inner thigh. Don't cave in and don't go out. That will be bad for the knee. Nice and long. Now gaze over those right fingertips. Even though it seems like we're working right now, it's still really restorative to the body. So tonight you're going to get a good night's sleep. You're going to rest well because we're putting in this little bit of effort tonight to connect our breath with our movement. Drawing that right arm down the inner thigh of the right side. Left arm lifts to the sky. Gaze follows left fingertips. And just like my shirt says, we're going to let that shit go. As best we can. Sometimes we can't. That's why we come to yoga, right? That's right. Breathe. And come back through center. And fighting star. All right. So, wide-legged forward fold, okay? Bring the feet forward now. No more star. They're not out to the sides. Forward, okay? Slight bend in the knees. Hands to your hips. Wide legs. Feet forward, hands to your hips, okay? With the spine, start to roll forward, bring it down, drop the hands, and now you can start to straighten the legs. Shake the head. And from here, we're gonna crawl ourselves into a plank. Crawl your beautiful self into a plank on your mat. Meeting me in a plank. The only belly work you have to do tonight. This is it. Come on into a plank. Show me what you got. Lift the tummy up. Nice and strong. Good. And then lower down onto your knees. Both knees are together. And then sit back into seed pose. Wrap your arms around your legs. Forehead comes to the yoga block or the mat. We call this seed pose because you're like a little seed. Just let it go. Good. So the tops of those feet are on the mat. The knees are kissing together. The hips are over the heels. The arms are wrapped around the body. And that forehead is sinking to the mat or the block. 4 or 5 more rounds of breath. Good, you guys. And from here, I promised you happy hips. So we're going to find a pigeon. So you're going to bring yourself back up through table. And I always like to get to pigeon from down dog. So curl the toes under. Take those hips back up one more time. Shake the head. Lift that right leg to the sky. Just kind of open up that hip a little bit. And then bringing the right knee through to the chest, planting the right shin. So you're planting the right shin down. Left leg slides back. And then you can come on down to your forearms to feel that stretch in your hip. And I'll come around and help you guys that are here. We want to bring the earth up to us if this is too intense. You can also put a block here for your forehead. Or you can put a cushion under your hip. So just kind of sink into whatever pigeon works for you. Okay. Does that feel better, Chris? Or do you like it without?
Not really.
You like it without?
Yeah.
Okay. You're welcome. Jacob? Here we go, brother. Slide the left foot back. Yeah. Do you notice the difference? Now you're in it. Okay. So pigeon is one of those poses we hang out in for quite a bit of time. Releasing any tension that we have in these hips sometimes takes a couple minutes. In yin yoga, we hang out for a couple minutes. So while you guys are hanging out in pigeon, I'm going to read something to you. So stay on that right side in pigeon. And just anytime this feels a little edgy or it's too much, just go to your breath. Okay, go to your breath or come up to your forearms, whatever works. So Aries, we are in the season of Aries or entering into Taurus, brings us our second new moon in the fiery sign of Aries. This time, however, with even more influence, initiation, and growth potential. It's the energy of the new moon plus so much more. It's a new moon solar eclipse. Today is the new moon solar eclipse. Eclipses signify openings and closings, acting as a moment in time in which we are invited to set both new patterns and ways of being, a break free from expired ones. They invited a sense of awakening, alignment, and soul-informed movements, supporting us in reaching greater clarity and where to go next, and what to disengage from on our path. They are the entire cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, yet in concentrated form, piercing through any noise to ensure their influence is heard. Eclipses are a calling out for a vaster self that is ready for greater authenticity in our lives, greater alignment, faded and sped up growth, and destined fulfillment. So there's more to this reading, but I want us to just take about 2 more breaths on the right side with pigeon, and we're going to unwind and undo coming out of this right side. So just kind of carefully bring yourself up, propping up on your hands, curling that left toe under, bringing that right leg back into down dog. Walk your dog out. Lift that left leg to the sky, bend, twist, and open. And we're going to find pigeon on the other side now. So bringing that left knee up, planting the left shin, sliding that right foot back, and sinking in. So I'll talk you through it again just in case you didn't get it. So come to down dog. Lift that left leg to the sky. Hips are squared off. Fingertips are spread. Palms are pressing down. Knee comes forward, rounding the spine. Plant the left shin. Slide the right foot back. And then if you need a block or a cushion under your left hip this time, you can place it there. Come down onto forearms. And then eventually, if you can, come on down to the head. And you might notice one hip is tighter than the other. That's totally normal. Just breathe into it, friends. So if you're noticing that one hip is tighter, the right side of our body is female. No. The left side of our body is female. Left side is female, right is male. So the yin and the yang. Left side is female, right side is male. So we have both in our body. We have both feminine and masculine. We have both yin and yang. So just kind of take note of that if one side is a little tighter than the other. Good, you guys look awesome. All right, so I'm going to finish reading what I was reading to you as you breathe, as you sink in. So looking back through the chapters of our lives, we can often see important steps taken through eclipses, ones that ripple out for years to come. A new moon is a new beginning. A solar eclipse is a new beginning. Aries, the first of the zodiac, is a new beginning. This eclipse is the beginning of a new eclipse cycle. There is an abundance of new energy under the lunation. So much so that the fire of passion, potential, courage, and purpose that Aries represents and the lives within us cannot be dimmed. The impulse of creation that directs us forward into transformation cannot be ignored. The movements that call our name, the desires that pulse from within, the dreams that are etched in our hearts can no longer go unheard. Rather, they demand that we evolve with them, change with them, become with them. It's a solar eclipse that requires rebirth. It requires that we expand ourselves to meet the new beginnings, the chapters that await us. And it requires that we make space for all that we are stepping into. The movements and cycles are intentional, purposeful, and calculated. The very star map that our natal chart and the way the movement of the cosmos interacts hold the same intention, purpose, and specific invitation. As you breathe into this left side, this left stretch, this left pigeon, just think about a rebirth of you, entering into a new moon, a new season, another Earth day, another trip around the sun. How can this practice be a rebirth for you? How can that EFT that we did at the beginning allow us to create space? Emotional freedom from the things that we have been tied to. Grace and space. Grace for ourselves. Space for better things to come. Take 2 more breaths, friends. When you're ready, just kind of unwind out of that pigeon carefully, cautiously, bringing yourself back through down dog. Walking your dog out. And then lowering down onto your knees. We're all going to locate our yoga block. So let's all find our yoga block and we're going to flip ourselves around and come on down to our backs. We're going to find a half bridge with our yoga block. So we come on down to our mats, knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, head, neck, and shoulders are on the mat. You take that yoga block, when you lift your hips, the yoga block is going to go long ways. So like this, the long ways up. Slide it right under your lower back as a kickstand, as a place to land, as support. So head and shoulders are on the mat. Chest and heart are open. Pelvis is open. Hip bones, you can kind of feel your hip bones a little bit squared off. Knees are bent. Feet are on the floor. And that lower back has a nice place to land. Good. And if that is too intense for you, you can place a pillow under your lower back. Do you guys want to try it? It feels so good. Yeah, it feels so good. It's like this massage on your lower back. Is that okay? It's supposed to be like a massage. Does it feel okay? You're just so tall. All right, here, let's try it. Do you notice the difference? Good, you guys. So breathe into this lower back stretch, this lower back release. Inhaling and exhaling. We're slowly getting to your favorite part, Shavasana. You might feel some bubbles in your stomach. Everything is connected. So maybe digestion is aided here. Lower back release. Head, neck, and shoulders resting, giving your neck a much needed break. And then slowly, when you're ready, lifting up, taking the block out, letting the back come down onto the mat. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the mat. And we're just going to windshield wiper our knees right to left. Good, and then finding a spinal twist. Drop those knees over to the right. Gaze is going to go over to the left. So we find this little twist with our bodies. Arms in a T. Gaze goes over the left side. Good. So you find like a little twist with yourself. It's very detoxing. A great way to let go of stress and tension. Inhaling and breathing into spinal twist. Maybe noticing here how our spine feels from the standing work we did, the mobility work that we did. Maybe you've never done a spinal twist ever in your life and you're like, wow, this feels really good. I should do this every day. Or maybe it's familiar to you, but today it feels different. Maybe it's juicier. It's a really great place to hang out. We talked about EFT, we talked about emotional freedom therapy, but our breath is also this emotional release. Your breath is something you can take with you anywhere. Sometimes we need to offer ourselves grace and give ourselves a time out to just breathe. And I encourage all of you to take that tapping with you off your mat tonight. Take that practice that we did at the beginning and use it. Try it for the next 10, 20, 30 days. Bring those knees back through center, hugging the knees into the chest, head, neck, and shoulders connecting, sinking, staying on the mat. Giving the most important person you know a hug. Give yourself a break, guys. And when you're ready, tipping those knees over the other direction. So those knees are going to tip over to the left side now, arms in a T, and gaze is going to go over the opposite shoulder. Good. Knees can be stacked on top of each other, or that top leg can be straight if that feels better for you. Good. So finding that spinal twist on the other side. Once again, noticing, just like we did with pigeon, different sides of our body feel tighter on certain days. Just kind of breathing into any discomfort. Yoga, this beautiful practice, this beautiful opportunity to breathe, to let go, to release, and to find new beginnings. Take about 3 more rounds of breath, spinal twist on this side. And then bringing those knees back into center, giving a hug. Rocking side to side, massaging the lower back. And then finding our place of sweet surrender, where we lay our legs on the mat, our arms on the mat, and we let everything go. Grabbing your blanket that you brought with you tonight, or putting your hoodie over your head, or whatever you need to do to get comfortable. This is where you sink into the Mediterranean. You're floating on your little raft in the ocean or your favorite lake, and you're just swaying side to side, peacefully, gently taking rest for the next 10 minutes. 10-minute Shavasana tonight to rest. Everybody take one cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make it dark wherever you are, light some candles, and sink into bliss.